For Beaches, East York.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Attorney General. Recently, I met with lawyers from the South Asian Legal Clinic of Ontario, which assists residents in Beaches, East York and elsewhere with their legal issues. They were worried that legal aid funding would be slashed, and they were right. The 30% cut to Legal Aid Ontario will be devastating for women like Monica, a client who was a victim of human trafficking, brought to Canada and forced into sexual slavery. The clinic helped her get permanent residence and build a better life. Can the Attorney General explain why the government is balancing the books on the backs of vulnerable women like Monica?
The question is to the Attorney General.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the member opposite for the question and for raising the difficulties that Monica has been facing, and it's something that our government would like to work with clinics and with other government service providers to assist her. Mr. Speaker, the issues with legal aid have nothing to do with the kinds of services they are providing. As I've said in this House, they provide vital legal services for the most needy in our society. The problem with legal aid is the way it is currently structured. It doesn't make sense that a government spends more and more money on legal aid services, and yet fewer and fewer people actually get those services, Mr. Speaker. Over the last 5 years, legal has spent $86 million more, and over 100,000 fewer people have received those services. Mr. Speaker, I know that change can be a little bit difficult, but at this time, the Auditor General has pointed out the need for his.
Thank you. Supplementary question.
Cuts have deep consequences. Another client, Artie, was desperate to leave her abusive marriage and needed her parents' help to take care of her kids while she resettled. Salco helped her parents get a visitor's visa. The racism and barriers that these clients face mean that they often live in fear. For them, legal aid is a lifeline. Without it, more women, especially racialized women, will be trapped in situations of poverty and gender-based violence. Can the Attorney General explain why this government continues to pay lip service to victims of gender-based violence, but has just made it harder for women like Monica and Artie to rebuild their lives?
Members will please take their seats. The member for Sault Ste. Marie will come to order. The Attorney General to reply.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Legal aid is a vital service, and that's why it is so important that we take the time and do the work to reform it. It is not working, Mr. Speaker, as it is currently structured. The Auditor General provided 15 recommendations on ways to improve it, to make sure that those services are being provided to more and more people. Eligibility requirements were being increased year after year after year. And over those 5 years, Mr. Speaker, 106,000 fewer people had access to those services, Mr. Speaker. That doesn't make any sense. It is difficult to change such a huge agency, Mr. Speaker, but it is essential for the people of Ontario that we do this work. So I would ask the member opposite to join us in supporting legal aid as it continues down this path of reform.
I apologize to the Attorney General. Once the ovation started, I could not hear her. I had to cut her off in mid-sentence. The member for Ottawa Centre has to come to order. The member for Niagara Centre has to come to order. Start the clock. The next question.